This judicial process that you say that this protection order is without the signature of the petitioner, yeah. The use of forgeries, right. Service of the actual protection order by an individual that is not legally entitled to serve somebody, yes. Serving someone other than the respondent, yeah. And the respondent not having actual notice or opportunity, a procedural and substantive notice. Yeah. You know, um, I'm absolutely sure that it's not judicial process. There is none of the actual requirements of judicial process for the court to have issued a court order that happened to be in violation of the RCWs. Yeah. Judicial process has a process where all of the necessary processes are necessary to issue judicial process. Oh, now you're sitting there thinking, well, we're just going to harass the guy some more. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm going to sue you in tort lawsuits for the rest of your fucking lives. Now, you wouldn't enforce my civil rights. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't enforce the requirements of the law. Mm-hmm. You wouldn't enforce the federal laws. You wouldn't enforce the constitutions of each and every state. And today you decided that you're not going to enforce barratry. Mm-hmm. Now, there is an act that I wanted to look at. It's called the Judiciary Act. Yes, 1787, 1789, 1867, 1869, 1875, 1891, and 1925. Now, these judiciary acts, yes, they have something to do with judicial process. And I know you're a judiciary, and you thought, well, we can issue court orders without any notice to the respondent, right? We can admit evidence that happened to be in violation of my right to not involve the incident that happened on Guam. We can issue dissolutions of marriage where there is no due process. To the respondent, but in some states I would be known as the defendant. Yes, in family law. Now that nolo explanation of respondent, juries will understand that I'm actually the defendant in each and all suits of family law. You decided to risk every asset that you will ever own because of your refusal to enforce the actual laws of the United States. I decided that you're going to enforce the law and you're going to give me my sons, and then I'm going to sue you for violating all the known judiciary acts, ACT, of the United States of America. Now, let's see here. Supreme Court, the Court in Constitutional Politics, page 774. The norm broke down in 1930s, 1925. Court's managerial capacity, controlling nature and sizes of the plenary docket. Fourth trend has been the demise of consensual norms and institutional opinions of the court's decision devalued due to the rise of individual opinions. Now, where's that? Where's that? Is it? Maybe I'm on the. Maybe it's 773. Hang on, I just need to look at the Judiciary Acts of the United States of America. Now, I wanted you to realize that when you gave me no due process in 2011, yes, without having jurisdiction or authority of law, and then you used two court commissioners to reissue the protection order while I was on trial, yes, that happened to be, it's page 773, yeah. You have violated every known judiciary act of the United States of America. Now, I gave you a law that is being violated as we speak. Now, trends in the business of the court. Yes, 1880s. let's see here. Manormalty and price 40%. Yes. 773 must be in here someplace. Oh, the Judiciary Act of February 13, 1925, known as the Judges Bill. The act further replaced mandatory review of appeals with discretionary review of certiorari petitions. Yeah. Hence, the judges adopted an informal rule of 4. Again, that is, cases are granted review on the basis of 4 justices' votes, although the court operates on a majority vote on all other matters. Exactly how many courts want to review the issuance of court orders from this court, considering there was no due process, right? There was no jurisdiction or authority of law. Yeah. My record was expunged on July 13th of 2012, and every fucking court order you've issued happens to violate all the known judiciary acts of the United States of America. Now, this discretionary appellate jurisdiction, the only mandatory appeals that the court now must review involve reapportionment, some antitrust matters, in cases under the Civil Rights and Voting Rights Act and the Presidential Election Campaign Fund Act. About 99% of the court's current docket is now discretionary, and certiorari may simply be denied. The court's power to decide? Yes. What to decide from a very large docket enables it to set its substantive agenda as well. Yes. Page 773. Yeah. Yet few are granted cases raising other issues of constitutive. Now, is it true that each and every state Supreme Court, right? The appeals of the court now must review involve reapportionment, some antitrust matters, and cases under the Civil Rights and Voting Rights Act. Now, let's say there's a civil rights violation and happens to be some barratry, yes, where there is no actual judicial review, judicial process, Judiciary Act. How many Supreme Courts in how many states, yes, are going to want to review this court's action of issuing court orders? I might be named as the respondent, but I'm the defendant in all the other states. Now, for almost 60 years since the New Deal crisis, the court upheld Congress's expansive powers in enacting the Civil Rights Act of 1964, Voting Rights Act of 1965. The court also became more protective of claims of individual rights. Yes. Now, for every judge and justice of the United States that knows about my individual rights being violated because of the barratry of Clallam County, Jefferson County, and Washington State, get me every employee of the Southern Law Center. Pooch, that's the name of it. Yes. Those that identify terrorism. Southern Law Justice Center. And every contributor to them. Now, I'm just wanting to know how this could not be terrorism. Yes. Now, let's say you're in office, and I informed you because I emailed you. The actual documentation, they have what's known as impeachment. Yes. Federal judges, yes. Evidence, indictable offenses. Presidency, Supreme Court appointments. Now, I know those individuals that have been appointed to the Supreme Court. They like the idea of being impeached, and I will sue them for the tort liability. And then I will have them impeached, removed from the fucking bench. Now, each and every individual Supreme Courts of the states, independence and accountability. The state Supreme Court serves as the state's court of last resort for appeals in civil and criminal cases. Did you get any of the emails? I'm going to impeach every fucking Supreme Court justice in every state. Now, when I told you that I wanted my sons, yes, it might be a misdemeanor for issuing what looks like judicial process, yes, but it's enough to sue you for the rest of your fucking lives and to have impeached every judge of this nation right now. I told you I want my sons, and you dumb fuckers will find out that